Let's talk about the Vikings offense, because this was a weird day. Like, as a whole, I would say this was a good performance by the Vikings offense, but there were some obvious issues throughout as well, some issues that resulted in them losing the game. So there's plenty to talk about. Let's just get into it. All right, let's start off with this play. This is something we expected to see coming into this game a decent amount, was the Giants playing quarters coverage, trying to make sure they don't let anything happen too far down the field, especially when it comes to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson running just about kind of, going to be underneath, basically just sort of a possession route on this play. And the reality is, if you can turn Jefferson into a possession receiver, you are winning. I think this was a deliberate strategy by the Giants to just, if you give up the stuff underneath, that's okay, but we're going to force you to make a lot of plays, which in turn could cause you to make some mistakes. Look at how when this play begins. I mean, you see how far off that corner ends up playing. Again, it's quarters coverage. It's not like it's a man coverage scenario and he's playing that far off. You tend to play pretty far off, but still, that's significantly far off. You're giving them a free 5-yard completion or so. And look at this ball by Cousins, kind of bringing it towards the inside and basically throwing Jefferson into a first down with that throw. So great job by Cousins and Jefferson to pick up as many yards as possible from that point that they kind of gave up. They compromised the 5-yard situation, but then Jefferson and Cousins took a little bit more than the compromise was intended to. But over here, we saw a couple of drives not go so well for the Vikings, as, their 4 first half drives, 2 of them were touchdowns, and it was just kind of mistakes that, they beat themselves at times, which again, that's part of the Giant strategy. Keep everything in front of you, eventually mistakes will happen. This is a quarters coverage play, really simple play to try to get the tight end open, as you have a receiver run deep, the tight end starts off blocking, but then runs underneath. This is just, if you hit the tight end here, the idea behind it is to just pick up the first down, and then there you go. You don't have to worry about a third down. Cousins takes the snap. He is going to run a play action. You see that you get to be in position right here to where you have an opening. This is a good scenario for them. However, as you see, this is just going to be a dropped pass right there. So, okay, again, you're watching this in the regular season. You're saying, that stuff will work itself out. I'm not too concerned. And that's fair. I wouldn't be too concerned about something like that. But at the same time, this is the playoffs. All it takes is this mistake by Irv Smith on this one to, he drops the pass. Well, okay, these things can definitely end up mattering. But the Vikings still, as a whole, were, again, able to throw the ball pretty effectively. There was constantly guys getting open when they weren't beating themselves. And, this is an example of just TJ Hockenson, who, again, something that, looking back on, definitely could, a big storyline of the Giants, a team that gave up a ton of yards and a ton of plays to tight ends this season. So this is why the Vikings went out and got TJ Hockenson. They wanted to complete this offense, and so spending a second-round pick on a guy like Hockenson who can do that is obviously worth it, especially when this is a guy who's, he's still under contract. You have him for a bit. But what's going to happen is it's a zone coverage play. He's trying to just get into a gap in coverage, sort of past the linebackers over the middle. Okay, simple enough, but watch how he runs this route. Look at how when this play begins, you see Hockenson is really selling as though he's going towards the bottom of the screen, so much so, in fact, that the Giants player who I have circled is sort of letting him go in that direction. He's saying, okay, that's where you're going. Cool, got it. I won't keep following you there. I have my own zone to cover, and I know that I have help down there. But this is just kind of the brilliance of this route by Hockenson. When Hockenson does run upfield, he gets completely wide open. Give credit to Cousins for noticing it and hitting him. And this is the kind of stuff we expected to see. This led to a touchdown drive. And, when they were down 10 points, makes you feel a lot better going into the half down just 3 points. You also saw something like this, which was just a great play where it's going to be, it's actually going to be Adam Thielen's route. That's the most notable one, as it's a zone coverage play once again. It's cover 3 zone blitz. So you see Adam Thielen's route's a bit fancy, but the other route that I've shown on the screen, that's more of a basic route. He's just running further deep, trying to take the corner with him, as Thielen's going to kind of set up as though he's just running out to the flat, but then eventually run deep. That's the way this play works. Look at how when it begins, you see that there's a play action, and you see that Thielen sets up as though he's going to just be running out sort of towards the sideline, but now is heading deep. But if you look over at the Giant who's closest to him, he is totally just kind of sitting there saying, hey, okay, Kirk Cousins, if you try to throw underneath, I'm right here. I can knock the ball away. I can get a pick six or at least make a quick tackle if you make the completion. So go ahead, not realizing that Thielen is actually not running towards the sideline. He's running further deep. Watch as when Thielen goes deep, perfect throw from Cousins, and you're able to pick up a nice chunk play. So again, if you can kind of tell what coverage the opposing team is doing, you see them doing a lot of this stuff of, again, playing a lot of zone. You can start to run zone busters to try and beat that, and that's what they're doing here, and that's what they were able to accomplish here. But then you had this play, which was, a tough one, where what's going to happen is it's zone coverage, 3rd down and 12 here. You don't want to put yourself in a 3rd down and 12 to begin with, but still, you have a good offense. These are the types of plays that you want to be able to convert on with 6.5 minutes left, down 7 in a playoff game. Cousins takes a snap. It looked like something was maybe going to develop towards the top of the screen, but Cousins doesn't love what he sees, so he is looking in that direction, but he is not going to fire in that direction. Instead, he tries to scramble and tries to hit Cook, who I don't think was going to get the first down, even if he makes that catch. But, due to a little bit of contact, Cousins wasn't able to hit the throw anyways. So, again, tough play there as no one was able to get open enough for Cousins to make a throw. And, coverage comes first and then the pressure comes. There's only so much a quarterback can do in that situation. Obviously, there was that whole final play of Kirk Cousins checking it down on 3rd down and 8 and having it not work out. That's definitely one that I made a whole video talking about that, so check that out if you haven't already. But as a whole, where do we go from here? What is the sort of main takeaway from this game? I think as a whole, it showed why that TJ Hockenson trade worked, right? Why that made sense. It did do its job of completing the offense, and I don't think that they regret that in the slightest, even though they end up not even winning a playoff game here. The offense worked, although, again, you definitely saw that when, I think we saw this season, that it was a different offense when Justin Jefferson wasn't going off and having those ridiculous days, although you could say that about any team that has a great receiver. That's obviously going to hurt. This was still a good offensive performance. I really don't know if you can blame the offense too much or blame Kirk Cousins too much for this. The reality is the defense just did not get it done. The defense gave up so many points that it would have taken a fantastic performance by the Vikings to find a way to win this one, and instead all I got was a good performance by the Minnesota Vikings. Were there some issues throughout? Absolutely. As I talked about in this video, there were some issues throughout. But more than anything, I thought this was a good performance by the Vikings. It just, by the Vikings offense, obviously defense was tough, and that's why they lost. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.